At the heart of both of the new Panamera GTS models is a 4-liter V8 engine with 460 horsepower of output and maximum torque of 620 Newton meters of torque, cultivating an emotional sound and driving experience when combined with the standard sports exhaust system. The biturbo engine, which features a gasoline particulate filter, outperforms its predecessor by 20 horsepower. Accelerating the Porsche Panamera GTS and Panamera GTS Sport Turismo from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.1 seconds, and it works in conjunction with the standard Sport Chrono package. The two models achieve a top speed of 292 and 289 km per hour respectively. There are no interruptions in tractive force as power is transmitted to the Porsche Traction Management all-wheel drive system by the 8-speed PDK dual clutch gearbox.
Panamera and performance. What do you generally associate with that? Regardless of the engine type, the car's development is very strongly geared towards sportiness. At every turn, you can tell it's a Porsche. Even though the car is very luxurious and you know getting around in it day to day is a very relaxing experience, mine offers massive scope in terms of performance, and that's what specifically characterizes a Panamera to my mind. What about the engine? The sound rocks. The car's throttle response is excellent when you're accelerating out of a turn. You almost forget that this is a V8 biturbo. The feel is more like a normally aspirated engine. Power is immediately available, even at higher revs. The car simply has enough torque, and this is exactly what you look for in a GTS. When it comes to sportiness, it really hits the spot. Unfortunately, there was no cylinder downgrade. Yes, it's true. The new Panamera GTS again has a V8 engine, but this time it's the new 4-liter V8 biturbo. We are on a racetrack, so the keyword is lateral dynamics. How does the Panamera stand out in that respect? The Panamera stands for lateral dynamics in the luxury segment. No other car in this segment comes close when it comes to lateral dynamics. The car was developed with this idea in mind right from the outset. It's a Porsche, and it's supposed to feel like a Porsche. When fine-tuning the chassis in the Panamera GTS, the goal was greater agility for better performance and a more enjoyable drive on normal roads, but also to ensure better performance on the racetrack. The suspension the Panamera's chassis offers has clearly been extended with a view to sportiness. This has also significantly improved the vehicle's lateral dynamics. It steers like a Porsche, a goal from the start. Of course, the car can do total luxury too. You can drive 700 miles down the motorway effortlessly. And then you arrive at a racetrack like the one here, the Lausitzring. Set the car or the suspension to hard and think to yourself, this is unbelievable. The standard 3-chamber air spring has been lowered by 10 millimeters in the GTS and is paired with an even firmer shock absorber setup. You notice it, you are simply even closer to the road. All in all, this ensures a sportier vehicle response. The final touch in the GTS package is a powerful 390mm braking system on the front axle and a 365mm system on the rear axle. If we start at the front of the vehicle, the front end from the Sport Design package is immediately apparent. With its large air intakes, painted in black, there are also some very distinctive GTS-specific features in the side view. The contrasting black accents, such as the 20-inch Panamera design wheels, the window trim strips, and the 3-dimensional side skirts from the Sport Design package. The engine delivers 460 horsepower and 620 Newton-meters of torque between 1,800 and 4,500 RPMs. Thanks to bi-turbocharging, the Panamera GTS accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.1 seconds and gives you a top speed of 292 kilometers per hour. The V8 engine with 90-degree bank angle provides the ideal conditions for positioning the turbocharger deep inside the vehicle, in the inner V. The dynamic performance of the GTS can be further improved. Optional systems such as the PDCC Sport Active anti-roll system and rear axle steering further optimize the vehicle dynamics. The car gives you even more feedback. That's exactly what you need as a driver. The wheels never leave the ground. The car is always perfectly balanced. It doesn't pitch and it doesn't roll. Even when you brake from high speeds, the balance is always neutral. This often has to do with the fact that we have rear axle steering, which means that you can turn the car relatively quickly and relatively well, which is really uncommon for such a big car with such a long wheelbase. PASM, Porsche Active Suspension Management, was adapted for the GTS. The shock absorber forces are increased on demand to match the situation, and in combination with GTS specific stabilizer tuning, the performance has been improved with sportier road holding. For me, the Panamera GTS is the perfect Panamera. The car is extremely comfortable on the racetrack. The chassis is perfectly tuned. You almost forget that this is actually a luxury saloon for up to 5 people.
Fünf Personen? Yes, that's right.